Hey, welcome back to the Defense Podcast. This is Brian.
This is Darryl.
And Darryl, this is episode 489. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
There's only 10 episodes of the Infamous Podcast left because I'm canceling the show at 499.
I thought it was $4.95.
No, 499. So we're just shy of 500. And everybody like, why didn't you get to 500? And it'll like just bother people when they look at the catalog. And I'm evil. Very evil. I'm kidding. I'm not canceling the show. It's going to go on forever and ever and ever.
Forever.
We're going to be like 90, and whatever is the internet then and however podcasts are put on them, we'll be like, in 1988.
It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be us in like holographic.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna be watching it holographically in their rooms.
It'll be like Bill and Ted
interactive
in when they went to the future and saw the future and the holograms of them.
Yeah.
Jen and I are going to do Bill and Ted for Halloween this year.
By the way, I saw that Keanu turned 61 yesterday, I think.
Oh, wow. Oh, he's just like the kid bot 07. Happy birthday. And now adult bot 07.
18.
Yeah.
Dang. Time, man.
You're not kidding.
Time.
It's not on my side.
Yes, it is.
So yeah,
every time I hear that,
she turned 18 yesterday.
Yeah.
So
every time I think of that song, I think of Fallen.
Oh yeah, God, that was a good movie.
Oh man, I know that's one of those I don't think I have on Blu-ray or anything.
Yeah, I don't think I have it. I have the DVD.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have the DVD somewhere, like in my collection.
Yeah. Anyway, so I have a new obsession. I haven't really talked too much about it. It's the
me sending you Michigan stuff.
No.
And now you're a Michigan fan.
No,
and you just can't get enough. Oh,
no, it's sorry. It's the cold plunge at the gym.
Oh yeah, we talked about. Yeah, you told me.
I'm just saying.
Well, you told me that you did it, not that it was necessarily your next obsession.
Last Monday. What do you mean next obsession?
Did I stutter?
How dare you, sir? Anyway, hold on, wait.
How dare you?
Dude, she looks like Lord Farquaad now. Did you see that?
God.
Anyway,
that haircut is
hold on. I'll get
ghastly.
We'll get to that in a second. So they put in so they took one of the hot tubs and they made it a cold tub, and it's like 50 degrees. So like, I grew up swimming in the summers in 50-degree water every morning. So I get in there and I'm like comfortable. I could take a nap in there, like it's like I'm not like freezing, but it feels really good. But the people watching for the last 10 days has been fantastic. People will get in, they'll get down to like mid calf and be like, it's too cold, I can't do it. And I'm like in there, like I'm on like minute 8 of 12. And then my favorite thing to do is like, so how long were you in? Just so I can be like, I'm better than you, and you know it.
Well, people that do that usually have little peckers, which technically, if you're in the cold tub, you do.
So I will say this. There have been some pretty funny moments. There was a couple that was having fun at their extra insulation. Where they were like, she was like, I'm not really that cold, and he goes, you know why? And she just laughed hysterically. There was a girl who came down with the smallest bathing suit I've ever seen in real life at a public family
really
gym. Yeah, I was like, thank goodness I'm in cold water. But yeah,
also that is peak begging for attention, by the way.
That's all right. So Anyway, where was I? Yeah, no. So it's just like I'm obsessed with it, and I did a bunch of research based on how I work out.
Okay.
Because I was wondering if I was doing myself a disservice going from working out to cold to hot, because you see a lot of people go from the hot to cold. But because I lift, because I swim for 25 minutes, I'm trying to get a mile in 25 minutes. And then I do the cold plunge, and then I thaw out. It's actually like great for the recovery part of that.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is I'm probably not going to get I'm probably going to lose a little bit of muscle mass from that, because like it just constricts everything. But I haven't lost any strength. So
I mean, how long have you been doing this now?
This particular, so 10 days.
Okay.
So, but I started I'm in week 8 of swimming every weekday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting to lean out, but I'm also still benching more than my body weight by 40 pounds. So yeah, good times. All right, so let's talk about Laura Farquaad for a second. So I saw a great.
We have to.
I do, yeah, we do, because one, she definitely looks like the villain from Shrek, and two, I saw a great meme about how they paraded her around in pigtails to make you think she was still a little girl, even though she's 25, 26 years old. So now they gave her that haircut just to remind us all that she's retarded.
I mean, that was awful.
Oh, yeah. It's so bad.
It's awful.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, it is. Anyway. How are you?
It is. Is it? What's today?
Today is Wednesday.
Oh, it's Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday, September the 3rd. We're a day late because the adult bot 07's birthday yesterday, because I had to take her to dinner.
Well, shouldn't that be AdultBot 1.07?
No. Why would it be 1.07? There hasn't been a number upgrade yet. She's still in beta.
Well, I mean, the adult phase is a different, kind of like a different story. So that's why.
I don't know. I mean, it's still continuing. So we're gonna stick with our numbering scheme. We'll when she gets to 30, we'll just make the jump to AdultBot 30. Just go full Apple. Just randomly jump to a whole number.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, Samsung did that too.
Yeah, they all do it.
Yeah. 10 to 20 or whatever it was, 24 or something stupid. All right, whatever.
Well, Apple's going from iOS 18 to 20 to iOS 26. So anyway, so I assume this is the last week we have before we have our obligatory Michigan segment at the beginning of the episode, and all of a sudden you're sending me more and more Michigan memes. I thought about blocking you.
He wouldn't do that.
I know. How else am I going to share my tasty memes with you?
I know. Yeah. Right.
So, God, I shared some dark ones this week that I did not share with you because you would have worried about me. I love the new retweet feature on Instagram, by the way.
I haven't been using that much. I mean, although I don't think I was it what's today? Like Monday, I think I wasn't on at all, and then yesterday I was on only for a little bit. It's kind of like fasting, and then today I was on a little bit more.
Yeah. So I started following this guy. His name is Gerald McDonald. His profile is OM__GEE. He's a Giants fan, and he does Giants content. And I feel like he responds to DMs, which is pretty cool. He seems like a pretty awesome guy. But now I feel like I have someone to share Giants stuff with this season. It's just because I live alone in Bangledom as a Giants fan. There's a few Giants fans at the gym actually, but like they're like, oh yeah, I don't really watch. I'm like,
well, then you're not a
then
fan.
are you a fan? Are you even
You're
a
not a
fan?
fan.
Did you not see them eating W's all preseason?
Oh, dude, did you see the new Tommy DeVito commercial?
No.
Oh, so the ones where they have
Well, they cut
the
them.
well, no, it's the ones where they have like regular people doing stuff, and then they bring in the football player as the like stand-in
Oh
or
no,
whatever.
no.
And with him, this woman is trying to take pictures with her kids. It's like this older daughter, this one kid that's 12, and this little kid that's 6 who can't follow directions. So she was like, "All right, Billy, who's a 6-year-old, she's like, get out. Tommy, you're in." It's, it's hilarious.
What's it for?
I I absolutely completely spaced on what the product is, which is funny because that's hilarious.
Anyway, you know where he needs to go?
Where?
The Bucks.
Oh, with your boy Baker?
Yeah, because remember when Baker made fun of him last year?
No.
Baker ran in a touchdown and he did the little DeVito dance. The little, so it's like he should do that because DeVito, like Tommy Cutlets, has a great sense of humor. And it would be great for every time Baker runs one in, they can run on the sidelines and do the celebration together. It would be awesome. So anyway. Yeah, how do you not love Baker Mayfield?
I mean, I have no issues with him. I don't love him, but
I mean, he's my favorite player in football. So since Eli retired, but Jackson Dart might be my new one. Who knows? Or Cam Scadaboo,
or Jackson Dart's mom.
Dude, keep Zach Wilson away from Jackson Dart's mom.
Do they play them this year?
Wait, where is Zach Wilson?
Zach will. Oh, is he?
He's not a Jet anymore.
No, he's not. Where is Zach Wilson?
I'm looking it up right now.
Miami.
Oh yeah. Do the Giants play the Miami Dolphins?
That might be a problem.
Yeah, that could be a huge problem. Why did I type season instead of schedule?
I was trying to bring that up, but I don't know if they did.
All right, they play. I do not believe they play the Dolphins. They do not play the Dolphins.
No, they do not.
So,
I
will say this:
marked safe from Zach Wilson.
Yes, absolutely. We should make that and start sharing it. Jackson Dart's mom is safe from Zach Wilson. We should go up to Detroit on Sunday, November 23rd for the Giants game at Ford Field.
Oh.
That'd be a blast. It would be so much fun. But anyway.
Your New York Football Giants.
Yeah, why not?
Be careful, man. You sound like you have hope.
I do have hope, and I'm not letting anyone take it away from me. I love this team. Like, this team during the preseason has been so much fun with all the stuff they do on social media, all the stuff they did on the field. I have hope. We're going to win 7 games. What?
I love just how you said, I have hope. We're going to win 7 games.
We won 4 games last year. It's
an
a huge improvement. So,
yeah,
if we could win against the Eagles before the Madden curse takes Saquon, that would make it even better. So, anyway, all right, let's. We could become a Giants football podcast. I'd be.
I will not be.
What?
No, I will not be.
All right. Well, then fine. Let's talk about Alien Earth episode 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like this one better than the last one for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So in this episode, picks up pretty much where we left off. Wendy, they wake Wendy up, but they've disabled pretty much her ability to communicate.
Which is a little bit terrifying if you think
Right.
about it.
Well, we learned a lot about the premium humans in this one.
The preemies.
We can't call them that. There's already preemies. Those are babies that are born too early and have to live in a cage. Try again. What?
Continue, please.
Am I wrong?
Live in a cage?
Yeah, it's a little plastic cage that they've got the gloves. That you anyway. All right.
Okay.
So Arthur, the scientist guy, is adjusting the frequencies that she can hear because she passed out at the end of the last episode because the xenomorph eggs were putting off some sound that was super painful and it knocked her out. So then they figured out, and Wendy, who is the greatest of all the Lost Boys on this show, I don't care what what's her name, Curly, has to say. She learned the xenomorph language,
Which is, I mean, there's a lot of questions that, again, I'm holding off because we still have what, 4 more episodes to go.
We do.
Didn't, obviously I didn't watch this week's episode
No.
yet. So we have questions. So I'm holding off on that.
Well,
but
the next episode is also written and directed. So episode 5 is written and directed by Noah Hawley.
Okay. So I find it fascinating that only she can hear the aliens, their communication, which makes me, kind of wonder, like, what is the difference? Like, what are the differences they put within, each synth body?
Well, Cavalier has been giving her upgrades because he's trying to make her smarter than himself, right?
Yeah.
She's the alpha and the omega for the synths, or the cageless preemies, if you will. And they, this is why, is it Curly? It wasn't Curly. Yeah, Curly wants to be like the new, top girl. And God, that was great when he was like, just go press buttons. And she's still a kid, and she goes over and she presses a button, and all the lights turn on. She quickly turns it off and looks around embarrassed. Anyway, but no, I think she does have more programming, more abilities, more tech inside her than the other ones that she's gotten over time because she's the first. First in,
which also adds to the question, and again, this is neither here nor there, but I'm always fascinated with the passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
So how long was it how long has she been in that body versus the other ones, and how long has passed since they've all been before the story, before this whole story starts? That's one of those things I'm always fascinated by with, that passage of time stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that it doesn't necessarily matter, but just for my own, my own curiosity.
Yeah. Then the other interesting thing was Nibs thinks she's pregnant. Which was terrifying.
Yes. So we talked about this a little bit last week.
Yeah, she kept having visions and.
Well, not just with her, but in general, these, I don't care what bodies they're in. These are kids. And the idiot that is, and again, this shows you can be a genius, but you can be a freaking idiot. And that's what Cavalier is. He is an idiot in the sense that he doesn't understand or doesn't care. And either way, he's an idiot if he doesn't understand or if he doesn't care. He's a monster.
He doesn't understand and he doesn't care that these are monsters.
So he's a monster that needs to be put down, honestly. And he will be, I think, by the end of the season.
Oh, he's definitely getting a face hugger for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's how the season ends.
And again, I think when he's taught, what are their names? The dames, was it Dame Sylvia and August? They've said it in a way dude, these are kids. you sent kids into a hostile,
Oh yeah.
unknown situation. I don't care if you sent the great Timothy Oliphant
Mm-hmm.
slash Kirsch,
Kirsch.
is that his name?
Yeah,
Kirsch,
Kirsch.
in there with them. They are still kids.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I can't say this enough. I just love how these actors portray that they're still kids.
Yeah. I mean,
They do such a good job of keeping you in the moment and not being like, okay, this is an adult trying to play a kid. But they
well, I
come
mean, like
across.
Nibs with the little stuffed animal and everything too, right? Treating it like a baby,
Yeah.
and like I mean, that's what little girls do
Yeah.
when they play like that kind of stuff.
And
But
and
yeah.
and like you said, how terrifying it was when she was like, having the session with Dame Sylvia, and Sylvia's trying to talk to her about. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. It's like,
And then she like
gee,
kicks and like Sylvia's
yeah,
like, I gotta get out of here. I'm out.
yeah,
I've had enough of this. I'm out. I'm done. I also thought the stuff with Joe Hermit was really interesting.
hmm
The stuff with his lung that's going on and everything there, which was like kind of cool and gross and disgusting. And I feel like they're trying to make a xenomorph that can like bond with the synths. Yeah. But I liked when he was like, well, I'm going to leave. And they're like, well, you
I mean, you
can't.
can.
You can.
Well, no, they were like,
you're going to have
but
to pay for that lung.
yes, and you're never going to see your sister again. So,
right. So that was pretty cool. I like this stuff. The stuff with Morrow and Slightly was like low key the best part of the episode.
mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
just the way he got Slightly to like give him his name so he could like learn about him and then get leverage on him, and then what
yeah.
we learned from that. I don't know if we want to spoil that.
No, well, no. But
So
I will
I
say
do
this.
kind of want to talk about it though, but like we
Yeah,
can't talk about it without spoiling. So
yeah. And I do say this because I told you like we just finished season 2 of Silo, which is really good.
mm-hmm.
Uh, like season 1, it was one of those shows. The first few episodes, they weren't bad, but they start off a little bit
I
slow
I'm
in a way.
halfway through the first season, and like it's been a few months since I've gone back to it, but I
Mm,
really liked what I saw. I just like
right.
for some reason it's like I don't know the Apple shows. Like I tend to like either love them or I watch them eventually.
Yes. And you kind of sounds like you were where I was at when it first. I started watching it when it first came out, and I kind of like got halfway through, and then just kind of
I petered off
floated
when they
away
had
from
to
it.
fix the
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
past that, and then like 20 minutes into the next episode or
Yeah.
something like that, episode 4. So, but yeah, the one thing that, and again, I might be glazing my boy Steve Rogers, but like he says in Captain America, he's like, I don't want to kill anybody, but I just don't like bullies. And like what Morrow did was so reprehensible.
Oh yeah.
Like again, it's one thing, it's bad enough if and because we see this in Silo in ways where you're basically, strong arming somebody using their family. That's bad enough. I mean, that's
Mm-hmm.
terrible. You're doing that with basically a kid now. Yes, he's smart enough to know that they're kids. He
Yeah.
is smart enough to know that they're kids.
Right.
But again, it's just this is why one of the reasons I like this episode though is because it was focused on that character, on the character. And when I say characters, I mean all the characters, just those character moments.
Yeah.
And you had like I really like their conversations back and forth with Morrow and Slightly.
I
I
like the
also
way they
like,
did it too. Like
yeah,
the visual aspect of it, not
yeah,
just the content of it.
yeah, and Joe, how he's talking with all the other Lost Boys,
Yeah.
or how Isaac decides, tells Kirsch, he's like, you know what, I want a new name. Just like all this stuff talking about individuality,
Right.
growing, and also being beholden to, like the Lost Boys are beholden to, the Prodigy. So is Joe, but Joe's also beholden to Wendy,
Yeah.
and just like these relationships. I found it so fascinating because yes, the last 2 episodes were a little bit of a disappointment, not bad, but
Yeah.
it did because it started off so strong in episode one. You knew there was probably going to be a slight,
Right.
tail off
Yeah.
here, and I liked how this episode really picked me up, and it's not that I lost interest, and I'm not saying that,
Mhm.
but it got me more excited
So I
to
think
see what's coming up.
too, within that vein, with like all the mixed loyalties and stuff, there's only two characters that have absolute singular loyalty: Cavalier to himself and Kirsch to himself.
Mhm.
And we're gonna see where those loyalties to whatever each of their missions are
Right.
intersect, and I can't wait.
Oh man, I can't wait till Kirsch because you see the Timothy Oliphant look I was talking
Oh
about
yeah,
where
yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of looks at Cavalier like, you who the F are you?
You know who Raylan used to look at like that a lot? Boyd Crowder.
Yes.
Like, and it was the face that he gave the guy from The Mask right before he shot him in the pilot in Miami. So,
True as well.
um, so all right. Just last thing, because like go watch the show. It's beautiful. It's definitely worth watching. The xenomorph infected hermit lung. When Wendy is like watching it, and all of a sudden, a little baby xenomorph snake bursts out, and then it's like looking at her, doing his thing, clicking, sound like a cricket, and then she talks back to it, and then starts petting it. I was like, yes, let's
Yeah.
go. Like, I'm so excited for the next episode. It's called In Space No One dot dot dot. So anyway,
Yeah.
this
I
I don't
gotta
know. I
say
thought
though,
this was a really good episode.
I gotta say though, the alien thing, I was waiting for it to put on a top hat and start dancing. Like,
Hello, my
hello, my
baby.
baby.
Hello, my
Hello,
darling.
my...
Hello, my ragtime gal. And then a Mog would show up, and then a Winnebago would fly in and land on the landing pad. I see where you're going with that. I'm here for it. I actually thought the same thing too. I almost called this episode Xenosnakes. So anyway, all right. So let's like just out of 5 alien infested brother lungs, what do you give this episode?
I give it a 4 out of 5. Thought it was very captivating. Just these character moments we get, and also the themes of the show as a whole, where we're wondering, okay, what is the moral thing to do, what like, versus selfishness, versus also, the ties that the ties that bind.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that a lot with, obviously Joe and Wendy, and the fractures of trauma as well, and
Yeah.
how different people, face different traumas. You have Nibs basically going off the deep end, while Isaac is getting far deeper
Right.
into, the science of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, just two examples. And then you have Slightly, who thinks he found a friend in
Mm-hmm.
Morrow.
Right.
And, well, so
I wonder who Slightly's going to choose.
I know. Yeah.
So I think it'll be Arthur.
Yeah. I was thinking that too,
So
actually.
anyway, I gave it a 3.8 out of 5. I really do like this show. It has not hit a 4 for me other than the pilot.
Hmm.
But I do
Yeah.
like it. I enjoy it. I look forward to it. I have high hopes for it, which maybe that's a problem. I don't know. But yeah, I mean it's just a good show. And it's
Yeah.
great for the alien universe.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Let's move on to our next story, or next segment, if you will. The Terminalist Dark Wolf, starring Tim Riggins, Chris Pratt, Tom Hooper. If you don't know who Tom Hooper is, you are certainly missing out on
Dickin.
Dickon Tarley and Luther from the Umbrella
And Billy
Academy,
Bones.
and Billy Bones from Black Sails. I still have to finish that. I'm in the last
Oh,
season. I haven't finished it yet.
I was a little
I really like
disappointed
that
with.
show, but
I was a little disappointed how it ends
don't
for
tell
in a
me
couple
that.
ways, but
Anyway, yeah.
I'll just say that.
Okay, okay.
But I love the show.
Yeah.
Like it didn't diminish the show for me. It's just one of those endings where it's like, really? Okay. But I love the show.
Yeah. Cool. All right, so this is a prequel to the Terminal List. So we find out how Ben became Ben, essentially, in the Terminal List. So in this, he's the Chief Special Warfare Operator, Ben Edwards, aka Charlie 02. He's a Navy SEAL in the Charlie platoon, so that's SEAL Team 5, and he's the chief. He is paired with Tom Hopper's Lieutenant Rafe Hastings, who is Charlie 01. He is also a Navy SEAL, and he's the commander of Charlie platoon. And I guess he's like kind of a big deal, which we learn more about in the second episode.
Yeah.
And then Chris Pratt, who returns as James Reese, who is Alpha 01. He is the troop commander of Alpha Platoon, which is SEAL Team 7. So there's a bunch of different people who show up throughout the first couple episodes. I'm excited to watch episode 3 and 4 is out now, so we'll talk about 3 and 4 next week. But I was we talked about this before I watched this, and you know, you definitely were like, this is why I think this is great, and this is one of those things that, you know, Amazon really can tell. You can really tell when Amazon believes in a project because like the Terminal List, seasons 2 and 3 of Reacher, The Boys, Gen V, you know, this, the production value is just a whole nother level. Mrs. Maisel, you know, it's just like they take that, you take a, what was the Brimstone ripoff, Kevin, the Bondsman.
The Bondsman.
Right. The Bondsman, like the show, Amazon didn't really believe in it because they didn't pick it up, but like the production value was just like not there. The totally rad killer movie, right? Like the production value was just like not there.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was a lot of, like, going back to the Bondsman, there's a lot of moments where there's not a lot of people on the screen, and it's like, and it's not in a way that it makes sense. It's more like, oh, so that's how you keep costs down. Because again, like, not believing in a show, while this show, just like the Terminal List, it feels like a real world.
Oh yeah.
You know, it doesn't feel like a story that we're watching. Even though I really liked the Bondsman.
Oh,
But
I did too.
it
I thought it was great.
yeah, it didn't really. This like feels like it. It feels like you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the fight,
Well,
so to speak.
I think in the first episode too, with the whatever Afghani translator who lost the part of his leg.
Darren.
And Darren, thank you. And going through all of that, and then how Darren like gets flipped so easily. I thought that was really cool. And like this scene where they know he's on base and they know there's something and they don't find him in time. Right. I thought that was like, that's like a real moment in the show that like other shows aren't gonna like necessarily give us that moment in the first 35 minutes of your series.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. Because again, he's already lost his leg after, you know, helping rescue, you know, his wife and stuff from like being a hostage.
And he
which
has a
again,
ticket to America with his family. They're
Yeah.
you know, and he's like, no, I signed up to keep fighting. And like, well, but why? So it was, I don't know. I found it very compelling with
Mhm.
what
But
was going on
and,
there.
and not but like just similar to Alien Earth when you're talking about morality and stuff and choices. This is another one of those that, like you said, like in the first 30 minutes, the
Mhm.
choices that you make, why you make those choices, why they're good or bad,
Right.
why you like when you're having to follow orders with something that you know is morally corrupt, and how do you juxtapose that with hey, I might be this war fighter, but I'm supposed to be following orders, but you have that human aspect, especially with Ben, who not like Darren is not just a another soldier he's helping. That's his friend.
Right.
His kids look at him all, they call him uncle,
Yeah.
basically.
Right.
So how do how do you get over that? How do you go with them, again, because the first episode it talks about what is his name? Al Jabari, who is this terrorist that they let go, and we see them let go in the first 10 minutes, and then they have that firefight on the bridge. And what they find out about him, that they can't move on him because, spoilers in 3, 2, 1, because he's a CIA asset.
Right.
It's again, it's that, and it is that, just like Ben says when he has that explosion, which that scene was incredible, where he's like, then what the fuck are we doing here?
Right. Right.
If we're letting these people, this dude, do all of this, what is the point of what we're doing?
Yeah, and he was a
And
wood chipper Afghani, so I mean,
I mean, I love that. That scene was awesome, by
mhm.
the way.
It was
Like,
very reminiscent of Warfare. Um, like kind of not quite as like in depth and you know visceral as Warfare was,
mhm,
but like you were there
yeah,
in the scene with them, and like you were seeing everything from the SEALs POV.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, when they were moving, and again, when they're moving through the streets like a, and I call it like the phalanx because
Mhm.
of it reminded me of this creature from Dark Souls who's this blob but has all these spears and shields like
Mhm.
pointing in different directions, kind of like how their guns were.
Yeah,
But that was very reminiscent of what we saw from Warfare.
yeah, yeah. Um, and he does what he has to do, and then they're all backing him up. And I enjoyed that scene as well, where they were all kind of getting their story straight, or their part of the
Yeah,
story straight. Which
yeah.
I mean, these are guys who are like professional killers, liars, whatever it is you want to say. It's they are.
Man, I swear that Taylor Kitsch always finds himself in these situations. Remember Lone Survivor? I mean,
Oh
I know
yeah,
that's more of a true
yeah,
story. That's a true story, but like, hey, we can keep these dudes tied up, which they'll probably die of exposure. We
yeah.
can kill them, which will probably be on CNN later, or
Hmm.
we can let them go and
Right,
then run.
right,
And you know the choice they made if you've seen that movie.
right,
So again, going back to that, why are we here? And that's the most fascinating thing for me is that juxtaposition between what you're fighting for. You're fighting for the man next to you,
right.
and you can't move on someone who's basically endangering that and endangering the people that you're there to protect, because they're looking at the CIA and or these other organizations are looking at bigger fish and not caring about you know again, it's collateral damage to them. They don't care. And it again, it's that, how do you balance that? And that's always been a fascinating thing for me when you're talking about stories like this, whether it be true stories like Lone Survivor, or a story like this, or even in a different world, whether it be fantasy or just something closer to home, that making that decision of like, okay, can I live with myself even
Right.
if I'm, and again, it goes to the whole, we've heard this over so many histories of people. I was just following orders or something along those lines. Well, it's like, where does it become where do you decide that the order that you're being told to follow isn't the right order. And when do you stand, not like when do you, like, if, again, especially if you have a moral compass, not talking about sociopaths, but people that have moral compass that believe in something better, where do you draw that line? And that's
Right.
that for me, that's what this first episode is about.
Mm-hmm.
And we see where Ben draws that line,
Oh yeah.
even though he wanted to, well, when he wants to kill Al-Jabari, he's going to take him in until he sees what that guy did. And, to his family, which was Darren and, Darren's, obviously wife and kids.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then there's the CIA aspect in this, where they're trying to collect their pound of flesh, essentially.
Yeah, it's basically, oh, he didn't do what we said, and he mess with us, so we're gonna show our strength, show our muscles, basically. And because the guy even says, example has to be made.
Right. And it's not just one. They want he wants some butts.
Yeah. They weren't going over 500 knots though,
No, they were not.
or 400 knots, I should say.
And they didn't buzz the tower.
Yeah. But yeah, and I find it funny that they do that and they get their pound of flesh, and then someone else comes in, and what is that guy, the actor's name? Because I see this guy in a lot of stuff.
Which one?
Jed Haverford, that picks them up at the airport.
Oh, he was in The Wire. He was Bunny Colvin in The Wire.
Yeah, I've seen him in a lot of, I've always liked that guy.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in something really recently. He was in that oh god. Hold on, let me pull him up. Where did he go? I just saw him on here. Hold on. I'll get him. Just give me a second.
Robert Wisdom is his name.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's I love when he shows up in things. He's a good actor. He's a lot of fun to watch. Jesus, why is this so difficult? Anyway, but yeah, so he's like the devil in this, and Ben like just immediately hops.
Yeah, because again, he's like an arrow without a direction now, and that this guy is he's that the bow, that Ben needs to be married up to to find point me in the direction. And especially when he tells both of him and Rafe that, hey, you can finish what you started back in Mosul.
Yeah.
With the terrorists, and it's like, dude, sign me up.
And I liked when Rafe was like, no, no, I know about these people, and no. But yeah,
and we get a little of that with like his family is his father, and Jed even apologizes and says like, what happened to your dad, and what was basically, it sucked, and sorry for that. It seemed like genuine that he's like, hey, that's what happened to him was not right, it sucked. So, which I'm wondering if I assume we're going to get a little bit more of that.
Yeah. I liked when they gave them the guns. And he's like, why are you giving me this gun? And then he's like, shoot it. And it's super quiet. And he goes, ooh, she's quiet.
Yeah.
And like, I liked how like John Wickian the scene felt when they walked into the club.
Yes.
Like that shot, like the shot coming up as they were walking in and the lights are coming up, and Ben's like, I hate techno, and Rafe is like, I should have brought my glow sticks. I thought that was a great line, because like, it's like, all right. Like there, it's a little more about Rafe that we don't know. I mean, I don't think Rafe survives this season, to be honest.
Uh-huh.
I think Ben will kill him. I think Ben, we'll find out what turns Ben, obviously.
That's what
But
I'm so invested in.
but
Is
this
like
is a
how did
book too, right? Jack Carr wrote this as a book.
so no, so based
Oh,
again, like from based on what they were talking about in that interview, this flashback was supposed to be honestly Rafe and Chris Pratt's character,
hmm.
but it's like it didn't make sense of these 40-year-old guys. He's like these 40-year-old guys trying to play college age kids. So they Chris helped develop that idea, and
Okay.
he ended up calling the other producers, and then he's like, okay, this is the idea. And then they went to Taylor and's like, hey, before we move forward with this and bring everybody involved, uh what do you think about having your own show? So though this is a book, like some of this stuff is from the books, this was not supposed to be Ben
Okay.
Edwards' character. At
Okay.
least that's
Cool.
what I got from what they were talking about in
Well,
the interview.
it's funny because I was reading about because like Taylor does a lot of like just military movies now.
Hmm.
Obviously the most realistic being Battleship, um, but like I guess he's a big hit with the military, like with military guys, like active and retired or inactive, whatever. You know, I think you're when you're in like the reserves and stuff like that. But I guess like Taylor Kitsch is like really popular with them, which is why he keeps doing these movies or in
Hmm.
shows and things like this. And I think he's great in the role. We're rewatching Friday Night Lights, and it's funny because like he's got the Texas accent, but his Canadian accent slips out a lot in that first season. Um, and then you hear him in this, and it's like, yeah, he's totally in character. Like, I think he's grown a ton as an actor too.
Oh, dude,
And
100%.
and like like him playing Gambit now would be a totally different thing.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because watching Rebecca Ferguson in Silo, you can
Hmm.
hear her accent come out.
Yeah,
It's like just just let her talk with a regular accent and
yeah.
say, just
Well,
it's.
I
I
mean,
know why
they
they
weren't gonna
did
let
because
him
they.
talk as a Canadian. They weren't gonna let him speak Canadian in Texas.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Oh no, like
but
that. No, I
yeah,
wasn't talking. Yeah,
I
right.
know what you're saying. I'm just messing around.
It's about Texas forever football.
I'm sorry, Street. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Six. I'm about to go hit it with Lila Lario. I'll bring you some Timbits. It's like you're a coward, Riggins. You'll steal a cripple's girl, but you won't fight a cripple.
You had to say
I
that. Like
had
you
to. I
have to.
couldn't. It's my favorite line in the whole series. Anyway, yeah. So like episode 2, like Ben does this thing where he goes and he grabs the agent and protects her while blowing his cover, and then we get to see kind of what a badass Rafe is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the second episode way more than the first episode. And not saying that the first one was bad at all.
I won't say I didn't like not way more, at least not for me. And although I really like the piggyback of episodes 2 and 3
Mhm.
together.
Okay.
So I mean,
Well,
when you're not
yeah.
talking about that, but I mean, I just like this show in general. Like I
I
really,
agree. I
and
agree
again,
100%.
episode 1 is more of that. Hey, the pro is basically a prologue
Hmm.
of because this is the real story here.
Yeah.
Them working for Jed and working in the chat from the shadows. So this is the real story. So episode 1, yeah, and again, as you see episode 3, and I haven't watched episode 4, but if you see episodes 2 and 3 and you see like, yes, this is the real story.
Hmm.
That was like that prologue, in a fantasy book
Yeah.
where it's like it's important, but at the same time, you need it to jump into the what
Sure.
really is the story.
Yeah.
So I could see where why you would like this episode more.
Yeah.
And I think that would be solidified if you would have seen episode 3 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
So
I mean, like, I'm here for the show. I like it. I want
mhm.
more. Like how many episodes is it? Hold on. I know the answer to
I
this.
think it's
It's
7.
It's 7 episodes.
Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, it's off to a good start. So let's go ahead and rate this one. So out of 10, you're not a coward, Riggins. Way to go taking out that pedo. What do you give this one?
I give it
For the first two.
right
I mean, obviously for
for the
the
first two. Yeah. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. I really, really am fascinated with the terminalist world,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to I'm going to read the books, or at least the first book, and see if I like it. I actually did read it, like the like 30-page preview, and I liked it well enough. I just never got the full thing.
Nice.
But 8 out of 10 for me. Sucks that we have only 7 episodes, but you know what? If they do the story right, and we only need 7 episodes, that's fine by me.
I mean, we only got 8 episodes of The Terminalist.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So I give this a 7, 6, 8 out of 10. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I had to go back and rewatch the end of the first episode because I definitely did not pay enough attention to how the episode ended and stuff, and it was like, okay, well, So anyway, which is why it's not like a higher score, but I'm excited to watch the rest of it. I'm excited to see what happens in this world, and I'm really excited to see how maybe this leads into the next season of The Terminalist proper.
right.
So
Now I'm gonna have to, after this is over, I need to rewatch Terminal List.
oh yeah, if we still had our Patreon, we should that'd be a good one to watch and comment on.
Yeah, I mean that's been a long time. It came out in 20.
We would just geek out over Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Chris Pratt.
He's so good in this.
He's so good. Oh, this is the role he was born to play. I can't believe Jack Carr got shot in the car in the TV show about the book that he wrote.
That scene was so well done.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, boom, 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 and then got the headshot in. It's like, oh, that was awesome. Yep. That was so good.
So anyway, all right. Well, anything else you want to add?
No, just watch this show, man.
Yeah.
If you're not watching it,
watch this. Watch Alien.
Watch it. Yeah, watch it. Yeah, like I said, we've said this before. Yeah, as much as we talk about the how bad Hollywood is, when there's legit good stuff, and again, this is not good stuff just because the stuff around it makes it look good because the stuff around it is bad. This is just good stuff.
And you know what? You want to talk about how they're always oh, diversity this, diversity that, which we're not having those conversations, thank goodness anymore. But
mm-hmm.
This is a completely diverse cast. I mean, I'm sure there's people who are going to watch it and be like, oh my God, there's an Israeli soldier in it. I can't watch it because I'm a douchebag. But there's people from all over the world. There's men, there's women, there's every race, creed, whatever,
Yeah.
And
they have their strengths and weaknesses.
And the thing is none of that matters. They're just cool characters.
Yeah.
The
and that's what
lady, she's a fucking badass. I can't wait to see what she does.
Yeah. That's how, not once watching this, and that's what good writing does, though. It doesn't matter the character. As much as hyper focused as I've been on that for the last few years because it's been shoved down our throats, if I watch a show with something like this and it doesn't cross my mind at all, that tells you that the show is good because the writing is well enough that you're not making that that connection of what Hollywood is about, but you're just so invested with the characters, and that's all we want. That's all we've said this ad nauseum. We just want good shows, good movies, good characters. That's all. It seems like it should be very simple to understand.
Right.
That's all I have to say about that.
I agree. All right. Well, on that note, we will talk to you next week. Later.
See ya.
The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. you can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.